Have you ever had a time where you thought something was a certain way, but then once you dig a little deeper, you realize it's not really what you think it is? That's happened to me several times. I believe it's happened to many people, and this is what I want to talk about today. I would title it like, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. And, and a story I'll tell you really quickly is just the other day we had like a company meeting, and we were going over some challenges that were coming up within our business. As every business, they have challenges. So you don't think that just because you see somebody has business, they don't have challenges. Probably the bigger the businesses, the more challenges that they have. It's just that they find ways to overcome the challenges. They find solutions for the challenges that they have, as opposed to just getting stuck there. So we were having a company meeting, and we identified certain areas of challenges for us and also for our clients. And upon further discussion, we were just talking through it, and what appeared to be a challenge on one side, and we thought it was, okay, we identified this as the problem. But then once we dig a little deeper, you realize that that's not even really the problem. It's actually something that is related to it. And we were actually more looking at the result of the problem. And, that's just a small example, but it's definitely something that we go through in life as well, too, where we see something and we look to remedy the results and not get to the root cause of what the real issue is. So that happened with us in business. There was actually another story that same day. We had another problem with one of the machines, and there was a thought that it was the machines was wrong. We had a technician come in and do some stuff, and we come to find out that actually it wasn't even the machines. It was something with the files that we were sending over. So again, it's not always what you think. All right. So now, how can we translate this into life? Because I always, love to see how can we learn lessons from everyday life experiences, but then definitely still bring it into our everyday lives and utilize it for much more than just what we may see it as that one specific problem. But you may think that it's something that's going on in a relationship with a spouse. All right, it doesn't have to just be a spouse, just a relationship with a person. And I think I even shared in here as well too. We're doing like a marriage group coaching session. Sometimes we have challenges with our spouse. We can have an argument or disagreement, but oftentimes it's because someone's not feeling appreciated. That's really the root cause of it. Someone's not feeling loved. Someone's not being heard or understood. So those are the roots, and we have to be able to get to the roots of situations in order to really solve the issue. If we just treat the surface, then we won't get down to what's really going on. So even in dealing with, let's say, grief, yes, it's definitely painful. Yes, it's definitely a challenge. It's definitely a problem, I'll say, for many people. But then what is the root cause behind that grief? There's several that I can even bring up, and we could talk about that later on as well too. But it's not just what's on the surface, just the pain. It's not just treating the pain, because oftentimes what people do when they're going through hard situations, they look for something just to treat the pain, whether it is something unhealthy like drugs or alcohol or even sex, or just doing things or even eating wrong, eating what they call comfort foods. But that's really just treating the surface. It's not what you think. It's not those things that's really the problem. Those are just the symptoms, and we can't get focused on treating the symptoms, because if you'll never get the relief from the problem if you just keep treating the symptoms. So the same thing I'm bringing this in regards to the gospel, because of course everything can relate back to the gospel as well too. A lot of times, and this is one thing I've heard years ago, and it made so much sense, and it was profound, yet it was enlightening for me, is that a lot of times we look to treat the horizontal issues that we have, things that's happening on earth, whether it's the relationships we have with people. We look to treat whatever's going on financially in our lives, whatever's going on on our work or in our environment with our marriage or whatever, children. We look to treat those things on a horizontal level. But again, remember, it's not always what you think, and I encourage you to dig further, because those things on the surface is not the problem. These are results. And the problem is more the vertical relationship, we put it like this, the vertical relationship between us and the Lord. So it's not always what we think things are. So don't treat the horizontal issues. Make sure that your vertical relationship is right with the Lord, and that takes care of the horizontal problem. That's why the Bible says, seek first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things be added to. So there's a priority of dealing with what's going on vertically before we look to attack the horizontal issues, before we look to attack the relationship challenges. Make sure that our relationships on the vertical side between us and the Lord is intact and and right, because that will take care of the other stuff. So again, most of the times we go through life and we deal with issues, but I'll encourage you, and hopefully this video is encouraging you, that it's not always what you think. And dig a little deeper, get to the root cause, find out what it is, and get to the solution for that. And for the things I'm talking about here, make sure your relationship with the Most High is intact and right. All right, so with that, you get better at what you keep doing. So practice doing good things.